Reporter Show with your host, John Good. Maryland's most important news program like the other news programming in America. Welcome to the Good Reporter Show. I'm your host, John Good. Today's weather is so rainy out here. This is a lot of problems going on here. So let's talk about the elections. Today is going to be good. So today is Friday. It is August 5th, 2022. So here's the culture about television. Let's see. Here, let's hear about that before. So we have Nicole and Nichelle Nichols from Aurora from Star Trek dies it was passed away in the age of 89. The actress and singer Nicole Nicholas, best known as the Star Trek communications officer, Lieutenant Uhura, died Saturday night in Silver City, New Mexico. She was 89 years old. I regret to inform that that the green light in the firmament no longer shines for us as it has for so many years. Her son, Kyle Johnson, wrote for the website at Uhura.com. Her light, however, like ancient galaxies now been seen for the first time, will remain for us for future generations to enjoy, learn from, and draw inspiration. Nicholas is one of the first black women featured in a major television series, and her role, Lieutenant Nyota Hura in an original TV series was groundbreaking. An African American woman whose name came in a Hururu was it Shawili was a word from freedom. Here was a project in the 23rd century of what I should quite same. So let me tell you that I just recently watched this Star Trek. It's just nice franchise from the CBS universe. And so let me tell you, this isn't a good one. So in the pop culture is Happy Birthday George Jetson. The internet thinks it was born in July 31st, 2022. Welcome to the world of George Jetson. Or so says the internet anyway. Memes then have been circulating claiming that today, on July 31st, 2022, is the birthday to Dobie Archulek from a vintage cartoon, The Jetsons. Here's how the math works. This show first aired in 1962. It was said 100 years in the future, that would be 2062. And during the first season of our show, George reveals he is 40 years old in 2062 minus 40. And there we go. The fact-checking website Snoops looked into the claim and concluded it is, in fact, a reasonable examination for this birth year. As for a, spe, a specific day itself, well, let's just say there's one in the 365 chance that memes are right. But hey, we already got talking watches, robot vacuums, and flat screen TVs. May include a few decades we get into to pick our own birthdays too. You know, it is a nice show on tele. It is a nice because I love this show. Jetson is considered to be considered to be a great time here on another part of a Saturday mornings. That is that is really nice me to say. That that's my example. So let's talk about food. So So the Sprite ditches the iconic green bottle into it. Environmentalists said it is not enough. For more than 60 years, the soft drink Sprite has come packaged. The iconic green bottles. Now that the era has come to the end. Starting August 1st, the Coca-Cola Company, which produces Sprite, will package the lemon lime drink in the clear plastic bottles in North America, the company announced Wednesday. The bottle Sprite is a clear plastic. Coca-Cola says the bottles will be able to recycle more times. One goal, the company says, it's to increase the supply of recycled plastic that the company then can be used in the future bottles. Taking the colors of bottles improved the quality of recycled material. Jillian Okola, the CEO of Recycle with a number 3 instead of a letter E. A plastic recycling company working in a Coca-Cola said in a statement, Sprite's green plastic bottles was already recyclable, but the coloring plastic bottles are typically separated from the clear plastic bottles during the recycling process in order to keep a recycling plastic to becoming discolored, Coca-Cola said. The green Sprite bottles were more often recycled into things like clothes and carpeting, which are more difficult to recycle again. Here are some environmental groups said that in this single-use plastic is a problem. Environmental organizations said the problem Sprite bottles is not a color, but the material single-use plastic. Coca-Cola received announcement of yet another violent greenwashing attempt for one of the world's most plastic polluters, said Kate Iglesias, who leads the plastics project at Greenpeace. We are in the midst of a massive plastic pollution crisis, and we cannot recycle our way out of it. Coca-Cola produces more than 100 billion plastic bottles every year, according to the data provided in 2019. The Ellen MacArthur Foundation, making one of the world's largest producers in a single plastic wave. Soft drink bottles are usually made in a type of a plastic polyethylene terephthalate or PET. PET is a lightweight, food safety, and recyclable. but like other plastic, PET can take hundreds of years to compose. In the United States, only in about 29% of PET plastic is recycled, according to the EPA. The bottles of a recycled content should be thrown away, sent into landfills, or littered, said the Mad Little John in an ocean conservation organization. Concerns about the single plastic led for calls for food and beverage companies then increase sustainability by avoiding for the creation of a new plastic where possible. Coca-Cola has previously privileged to boost sustainability. Coca-Cola has previously made an verity of sustainability privileges, including promises to increase the portion of its packing can be recycled including currently 90%, with a goal of 100% by 2025, and to decrease in the percentage of recycled material used to be made is packaging, currently 23%, with a goal by 50% of 2030. In recent years, Coca-Cola has experimented with bottles made entirely of recyclable PET, also called rPET, along with a plant-based material. Demand for rPET currently exceeds supply. So the first step of scaling up for use for 100% rPET across the portfolio is building the substantiating pipeline of high-quality material, said Chris Vaughn, Coca-Cola Senior Vice President of Technical Innovation and Stewardship. The clear spray bottles were first introduced last year in a smaller 13 2-ounce bottle in the land of regions across the United States. Other Coca-Cola drinks that come to the green plastic bottles, including Fiesta, Seagrams, and Metal Yellow, will also transition to clear plastic bottles. In a clear statement, the company was announced in a brand of a bottle. Dancy will be packaged in the bottles and entirely in the recycled plastic. Coca-Cola estimates that it has saved more than 20 million pounds of newly created plastic compared to 2019, a savings and represents a tiny fraction of a company's overall plastic production. Environmental organizations that Greenpeace in the Oceania to have on the company to move to a single plastic bottles and refillable bottles. Coca-Cola said it is a goal to least up to 25% of beverages globally to be sold in the reusable and returnable containers. There's reusable and returnable containers by 2030. That includes in the drinks sold by the soda fountains and the glass bottles refillable and returnable by packaging by made up of 16% of sales in 2020, the company says. You know, Sprite is just you know, the thirst is everything. So, so let me tell you why. Because let me let's see. Let's talk about the recalls. Lions Mangoes recalls 53 products, including alternate milks and protein shakes. Lions Mangoes has issued and voluntary recall about the 53 products of a potential bacterial communication. The products that includes in a recall range of a milk alternatives to pre-packaged coffees and protein shakes. And the other nutritional beverages, Lions Manganus said that a potential and communication could be the Coronabacter Sakazaki. It's the same bacteria responsible for stopping for the production of Abbott's baby formula earlier this year. While no cases for people falling if they're reported, Alliance Magnus stressed that all the products included in the recall should be thrown out. It said none of the products recalled are meant for infants. Anyone who wants to recall a product is her possession should be disposed or immediately or return it to replace in the purchase to refund. Lions Magnolia said in a statement. The company in the Food and Drug Administration published in a full list of products been recalled, which included popular items like prepackaged coffees from Angelista and Stumptown, then Oakley Oat Beverage, the premier protein shakes. To figure it out how do we brought this included to recall, if you check out check out of the lot code, and the best of it, my data will be packaging. If you're not sure, you still have questions, the company will be urged people to call the recall support center at 1-800-627-0557. That's 1-800-627-0557. Or visit its website right now. And thank you for joining us thank you for joining us here in the Good Reporter Show. It feels great getting to know you better, and I hope to see you guys next time. Until next time, Baltimore. See ya.